Hey everybody, it's me, Tyrell, with Let's Heal. And we are at the end of 2019, and not only the end of 2019, we're also at the end of this decade. We are going into 2020, and a lot of things have happened over the last 10 years. A lot of things have happened over the last year to a lot of us. So I just came to, I guess, close the decade out on a positive, or as positive as I can kind of note. I do have some notes here that I'm gonna kind of pay attention to, but a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is gonna come kind of from my heart and from my mind and out of my mouth. So that's my disclaimer. Hopefully I don't offend anybody. But like my grandmama used to say, a hit dog will holler. So if you feel some kind of way about what I'm about to say or have ever said in the past, then maybe you should look a little deeper into why you feel that way about the things that I say, have said, or am about to say. Here we go. 2019 it's been a crazy year. Personally, my decision to leave my marriage, I'm not sure if a lot of people really knew that part of my life, but yes, I am currently still married and going through a divorce. It was a choice for myself. And that's why I'm titling this podcast video, end of the year positivity message out to everybody. Your happiness is your responsibility, because I had to learn that I wasn't happy not only in my situation, or it just wasn't for me, but I allowed myself to rely my happiness on somebody else when I should have been happy first. I should have done the research that I needed to do for myself, about myself. Yes, I'm constantly learning and growing. I know, what situations offer, what they ask for. I know what I bring and can offer to a situation. But in that, I have to learn how to be happy for myself first. And I can honestly say that I definitely was not happy in that situation. So I chose to leave that situation because I chose my happiness. And I'm not condoning, divorces or bad relationships or anything like that. But what I am condoning is happiness. Don't get it twisted. Your happiness is your responsibility. Like Fantasia's song says, you got to lose to win. I had to lose myself because I was not myself. I didn't know who the hell I was in that situation. I thought I knew what I had to offer to that situation, but I didn't. And I had to lose myself in order to know how did I write it down? Let me see. I had to lose myself for someone else to know how important my happiness is to me. Now, let me say that again, because it will resonate and it'll hit home for a lot of people, because you don't realize that you have to lose yourself for someone else in order to learn how much or how important your happiness is to yourself. My happiness had to be important to me. And when I decided that my happiness was important to me, that was the day that I kind of left. It wasn't like a real dramatic, what's love got to do with it, running down the street kind of leave, but it was a little dramatic, I'm happy to get out of it. I'm happy to learn what I needed to learn. I'm happy to apply those lessons to my life. I don't blame him for anything. I'm not mad at him anymore. I definitely went through my stages of grief. I allowed myself to go through those stages of grief, because I'm always talking about going through the stages of grief and allowing yourself to heal, because let's heal. I can't be an advocate for healing if I wasn't ready and able to heal myself. So in addition to those things, or in addition to that, I kind of relaunched, kind of re-stepped back into my calling with Let's Heal, and started making videos and things like that, and started seeing the positive response. And, healing is something that we all will continue to do, because healing is a part of growing. And as long as you're growing and living, you should be healing. You should be learning. So when you stop learning, you stop growing. When you stop growing, you stop living. And since we're all living, let's learn, let's grow, let's heal. So let's see what else I got in this paper. The first point I have on here says, stop looking for a 50-50 kind of situation and learn how to be 100% for yourself first. So a lot of times you meet people and they're like, I want a 50-50 kind of situation. Wrong. Don't look for 50-50, because if you go into a situation and you are 100%, even if that person is giving you 50%, you should still be 100%. Both of you should still be 100%. And both of you should be able to give and pour into each other, no matter if it's a friendship or if it's a relationship, if it's hell, even a job, because a job is a relationship. You know, when I first started working where I'm working at right now, I was going through training and I was telling them, I said, y'all do realize that this is a relationship. I understand that, because if there's ever a point in my situation or in this, you know, job where I'm not doing what you need me to do, y'all gonna let me go. I already know that, because I'm not putting in my part. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do for this relationship. The same goes for y'all. And I think a lot of people have grown accustomed to the way of some people's parents, some people's grandparents, some people's great-grandparents. You know, you go to work and you take what everybody's giving you and you take all the abuse because this is your career. You need to stay here. You need to retire from here. And then when you retire, guess what? You realize that job really didn't give a shit about you. And you've given all your years and all your hours and all your overtime and things like that. So you need to be able to look in that situation and say, am I getting what I need from this situation? Is this a 100% situation? Or am I the only person giving my 50%? And they're expecting me to give that, because a lot of times situations expect you to give that. Don't do it. Not in 2020. We are ending this decade on a self-care, not a selfish, because I think people still get that confused. There is a difference between self-care and selfish. Self-care is not selfish, because when you self-care, you create a legacy. Your words, your energy, your vibe, your being, you know, just something that somebody may have seen or heard. Just like this video is my legacy. So I'm trying to make sure that I speak from my heart, which is why I don't have this long script, and I'm, you know, trying not to veer to the left too much. But this is my legacy, y'all. This is why I stand behind it, because not only am I living Let's Heal, not only am I sitting in front of Let's Heal every day that I look into the mirror, but I also know that my calling is to be able to help people who are ready to heal. And even those who aren't ready right now, eventually they will be. We all got to heal at some point in time. That's just my part, you know. Anyway, don't let me get on my soapbox. Next thing is, allow yourself to learn how to appreciate yourself. And just like in the situations and the relationships and the things that you go through, you have to know how to appreciate you. Your happiness is your responsibility. So if you know that you bring the insight, the light to the room, the education, the power, the protectiveness, the, you know, whatever you want to throw in there that you bring, because we all bring different things, and it's up to us to learn what we can offer to a situation. But you got to learn you first, and not just the good things. You know, learning how to appreciate you first does not go and say, learn all the good stuff and, you know, just forget about the bad stuff, because that stuff don't matter. It does. It does. Because when somebody talks about you or somebody has something to say about you, when your legacy is out there and you wonder why your legacy is tarnished, or when you wonder what people are saying about your legacy, majority of the time people are going to say the negative things first. He's mean as hell, but he got a great message. Why you put that first? Because that's what people remember. You know, people will always remember that when they speak to me, I'm going to always tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But that's what people appreciate about me. And some people think that, oh, it's too direct, it's too mean, it's too that. No, that's me. And I'm not saying that you get with somebody this is just me, this is how you take it. I'm not saying that it won't change, but I'm saying as far as in 38 years now, even when I was younger, I just come from, I know that I'm a protector. I know that I'm the kind of person who's going to tell you exactly what it means, what it is, what it does. Because that's what I do. That's, those are part of my attributes. It's never really a bad thing, but because you could learn from it. Anyway, let me keep going. Next we all have heard, they don't make me happy. When it's you who has to choose you in your happiness. So when you go into a situation, you want somebody who is a partner or a complement to you. You should not go into the situation thinking, oh, I'm gonna be with this person, they're gonna make me happy. But for how long? Because making you happy through somebody else means that you have to be who they want you to be in order for you to be happy, right? So at what point do you continue to be you? Learn about you. Be you. Your happiness should come from you first. So then that way people will appreciate. You should be able to appreciate you. And once people see that you appreciate you, even if they don't like you, because none of us are put here for every single person on this planet to like. I don't know any one human being who can tell me that every single person I ever come in contact with likes me. I don't think none of us were put here for that. I think we were all put here to live our lives, to appreciate our lives, be able to, go into our lives and learn, grow, heal in our lives. Next, we got something that, gosh, I see all the time. I've experienced it myself. I try to be mindful of this thing. It's being mean or rude to people should never make you feel happy. And I got next to it where it says, misery loves company. Because you can always tell when somebody is going through something or somebody is pissed off about something because they are just mean as hell for no reason. You can walk in a room and say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And somebody's giving a dirty look or somebody, whatever. That was mean as hell. Misery loves company. And being mean to people should never make you feel good. Like you should never be able to be the villain in your life, because basically that's what you've become. You become the villain in your own life because the only person that you being mean to is affecting you. People don't want to fool with you. Nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to hang around you. And none of us were put here on earth to be alone. Not all the time, There's nothing wrong with having your alone time. There's nothing wrong with having your peace. I love my peaceful life. I don't keep a big circle of people around. But I know that at some point I have to interact with people. So to see other people be mean to people or expect them to be nice, or even, in this day and age when you're walking through, let's say a department store. I won't put any department names out there. I don't need nobody suing me because I ain't got shit. You're walking down the aisle and somebody is just walking like you're not standing there. Me? Yeah, that's not gonna go the way that you think it's gonna go. If you ever walk into me, past me, run over my heels, or you just stand there and wait for me to move, because I'll purposely, until you learn how to say excuse me, or, because staring at somebody, being entitled for somebody to move out of your way, it is not the way to get the reaction that you need or deserve in that situation. That's just me now, because you got some people who will do it, and then when they get the response that they weren't expecting, then they want to cry victim. Don't do that. No, you can't cry victim when you're the villain. You can't be a victim and a villain. You can't do both. You got to choose. Pick your battles and make sure you stand in it. That's what I need you to do. Anyway, next, don't have the expectation that everyone will be nice to you, or they even have to be nice to you. It's your job to not let them affect you. So, you could be interacting with somebody and they could be mean. Yes, they have definitely affected me. Like I just said, I allowed that person to affect me, but it didn't affect me negatively. So if somebody is standing in front of me, you know, the person that I am and the person that I've grown to learn how to love myself for being for is going to ask somebody, if we're going to have a stare match, and I'm going to say, what's going on with you today? Just like that. I might not even know you, but I know you're going through something. And sometimes you need somebody to ask that question, even if it is a stranger. What's going on with you today? It's okay to say, excuse me, but that expectation that somebody's supposed to just move out of your way, that don't happen. We're not living in those times where people are fearful of other people. And I think with the latest political stuff that's been going on, people have been kind of losing their mind. And we're going to bring you back to reality now. We don't do that. Especially not me. I'm 6'1", 220 pounds. If you can move me, I deserve to be moved. So anyway, yeah, y'all got to taste of Vincent. He showed up a little bit. Vincent is my alter ego. You will definitely see more of him over the next year or next couple months when I start doing my Let's Heal live shows or videos, if I decide to do that, because that's still kind of up in the air, because I can do that. Change my mind. But right now it looks good. Next I have build meaningful friendships. You know, and I'll say, like on social media, like you go through the whole, because lately, you know, I've definitely been getting, you know, a lot of friend requests. And me, I'm the kind of person, I'm going to have a conversation with you. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for the ad. You know, how are you? You know, ask some questions, build meaningful friendships. Try to open up the door and allow yourself to be friendly so that people can build that meaningful friendship with you. But when you just are adding somebody because they're cute, because I've been guilty of that now. I have been guilty of that. I've added something like, damn, they cute. Add them, send them a friend request, and don't want to know nothing about them and don't really know anything about them. And that's my fault. Not really a fault, but I had to learn how to stop doing that because it wasn't a friendship. There was nothing that we could build or have in common. And, you know, I think toward the end of this decade, people kind of got into and I saw it all the time, no new friends. And it's like, well, how are you going to learn something new if you're keeping the same people around you? You got to build meaningful friendships. You got to be able to open up and know how to decipher and decide if these people who are coming into your life are actually adding value to your life, or are they coming to plug into you and take all of your energy because they see you have good energy. So it's like, we got to plug into that person. We got to be around that person. We got to ride the bandwagon because this person's going somewhere, versus the people who come into your life and it's like, hey, I see what you're doing. You know, let me know if I can do anything. They're there to even be a listening ear, because sometimes having somebody to talk to is helping that person. But if everybody is stuck being selfish and stuck being, oh, it's all about me, I don't want to help you, I don't want to hear your problems. And then when this person commits suicide, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about that, because that has been kicked up a whole lot too over the last 10 years. People have become more depressed. And, you know, even through my situation, people would always say, oh, y'all look so happy. And I would always tell people, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. But then I would follow it up with, but it's what's going on behind that picture that really matters. Because yes, we took pictures and they looked really happy. Yes, you have people out there who are taking pictures and they look extremely happy. They have the dream job. They're living the dream life, or so it appears. But the reality is going on behind that picture. The depression is there. The anxiety is there. I guess the PTSD for some people nowadays too, because, you know, you got people who suffer from that. You know, that hits a lot closer to home for a lot of people now than we expected 10 years ago. You have depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, PTSD, all of those things that are mental health, not even illnesses, but mental health issues, because they can be dealt with, they can be monitored, they can be balanced out. They are not meant to completely disappear, because maybe that's a part of who that person is, but they can be balanced. So when you have meaningful friendships, don't just appear on their page when this person has committed suicide and, oh, I just talked to this person. That drove me insane when I saw that from a lot of people who I don't know personally, but I've seen them in crossing or in passing, and I've seen people post different things, and then they post their last conversation with this person or these pictures and things like that. Yes, it's good to have memories, but are you having those memories to be able to post when this person is gone to make you feel good? Or are you really truly trying to be this person's friend to be their friend? That just drove me crazy the more I saw it when people started committing suicide and, even dying from different things, from cancer, from diabetes, from HIV, AIDS, from everything. How this person was my friend. I wish I could have been there more. Stop singing that shoulda, coulda, woulda song and do it. Call. Go see about. Don't just say, oh, they in one of their moves, they disappearing. See, I'm the kind of friend, and I have the kind of friends, and I appreciate and thank the friends that I have, who if I disappear, or if they disappear, somebody calling somebody, hey, I ain't heard from you. You still breathing? You good over there? Because I'll get in the car, I'll jump on the plane. If something ain't right, and if it don't sound right, I'm on my way anyway, because I need to feel it. I need to see it. Because that's just the kind of friend, that's the kind of friendship that I have and have built with the people who are in my life as my friends, because that's what they deserve. That's what I deserve. And that's why we appreciate each other. It's a give and take kind of situation. It's not a let me plug into them, let them plug into me. It's a give and take situation. So build meaningful friendships. And this last one, I'm not going to say I'm reluctant to say it because, I've said it over and over again. And other people have said it, and I've watched people speak about what they're going to do. Just like I said, stop talking about it. There are 3 types of people in the world: thinkers, talkers, and doers. And a lot of people are thinkers and talkers, but they rarely want to do. And which brings me to, don't just talk about supporting somebody's business, because there's a lot of people who are starting businesses. I just finished talking to somebody who I'm mentoring, and she was, telling me how people that she expressed what she wants to do to other people, how they have, down talked her, and how they told her she shouldn't do this and she shouldn't do that. And, maybe she should think about this, and what have she thought about that? And it's like, yes, if you have somebody behind your back, if they are giving, yes, there's going to be things that you need to hear from other people, that you need to look at, that you need to hear, that you need to pay attention to. But if you have somebody who is just negative about the whole situation, that's not the kind of person you need around when you're trying to start a business. And you have somebody who say, oh yeah, I was going by and I saw that you were selling and I saw that you were doing. Stop looking for the homeboy hookup or the cousin coupon. Stop looking for that. Because that's disrespectful to the person who is starting a business, and it's not really truly showing that you value this person's time or education or their services or anything else that deals with them. And it's all over the place. I can't really say it's with my people, but a lot of times it's with my people. But it is all over the place, because I have had people reach out to me of all ethnicities and say, oh, you're not running a personal training special? No. Even if I am, as soon as you ask, that special is over, because that's disrespectful to me and my time and my education and the things that I've done. You don't value my services. You don't value me. And if I don't create that value for me, you never will. So when you go into somebody's business or you see somebody's business, and even a lot of times supporting somebody's business doesn't cost you anything. Even if you take a picture and you repost it instead of just liking it. Because I'm the kind of person like, look, I'll repost it, I'll tag you on something. I'm all about supporting each other, because guess what, y'all? There is enough out there for all of us to make it. There's enough out there for all of us to look ahead and be ahead. But we have to be able to support each other. Don't support somebody once they started, getting to where you feel like they've made it. Because as soon as somebody puts the initiative behind their dream, they've already made it. From that point on, it's just like growing it. Just like, people always say the faith of a mustard seed. That seed is already made. All you got to do is put it in the dirt and let it grow. Watch it grow and and be able to support it. And even those, you're going to protect that growing, that seed until it grows into something else. But the fact is, it's already made. Well, let me know when you make that mustard seed. It's already here. It's already here. Don't wait until it starts manifesting fruits and things like that from it. Then you want to show up. Can I get? No. So in 2020, bringing it back. Because like I said, I was trying not to go left, but I did for a minute. And I just feel some kind of way about that because I've had my own business since I was 22 years old. So I've seen a lot. I've said no to a lot. I've said yes to a lot that I shouldn't have. But it's all about learning and growing. It makes me happy to be able to know that I'm working with somebody, I'm talking to somebody, I'm working out with somebody who has decided to make their growth, their healing, their process about them. Whenever I have a personal training session or a personal training consultation or even a life coaching consultation, I always ask people, what are you doing this for? And somewhere in their description or explanation, if their self or somebody doesn't say, I'm doing this for me first, if you have children, if you have a spouse, if you have family, if you have a job, whatever it is, it has to be for you first, no matter who or what it is. Because if it's not for you first and you're not here, guess what? You're not going to be there to be with your children or your spouse or your family or your job. So this has to be about you first, your sanity. When I get up in the morning, I meditate every single morning before I invite other people's energy in off of social media, outside of my walls that I, live in and have created a peaceful and sanity in my space because I have to invite that energy in. And if I wake up in the morning, the first thing, because I know some people who do it, and then they go through the whole day pissed off and thrown off. And that's because as soon as you open up your eyes, you rolled over and pick up your phone and started scrolling and you see other people's bullshit. And you may think it doesn't have an effect on you, but it does. It does. Look it up in the psychology books and the energy and the things like that. Other people's words, other people's feelings and emotions. Like if you get up in the morning and the first thing you see is somebody fighting, your heart is pounding. You are aggressive. You have aggression all day, and don't do that. Get your energy right first before you invite somebody else's energy in, because I definitely watch my share of fighting videos. I watch my share of foolishness on social media. But before I invite any of that in, I make sure that I get up and make sure that my energy is right. So, with all that being said, make sure I covered everything before I go. Oh, to close it, I said joy and pain is like sunshine and rain. There's a song that says that. The song joy and pain, like sunshine and rain, it goes hand in hand. Every day is not going to be happy. Every day is not going to be bad. But it's just like the yin and the yang, which is why I kind of chose black and white for my wristbands, because you have to have the dark and the light. You have to be able to learn how to appreciate the dark and the light. You have to learn how to appreciate the fact that you've been through a bad relationship in order to learn how to appreciate a good one when you get one. You have to have had a bad job or somebody who didn't appreciate the work that you were doing in order to know what it feels like when you have a good job and you're appreciated by that job and they show you without you having to bend over backwards and jump through a bunch of hoops. It's all about happiness, y'all. And that's why I'm always happy. I'm happy with me first. I love me. And it's not a selfish thing. It's a self-care thing. Because I know that I am willing to share my happiness with people. I'm willing to allow people to come into my happy zone. And it's not a false happy because I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I'm just naturally happy. Just the blood that flows through my body is happy. I love being a highly melanated gay black man in the United States of America, of all places. But I'm here and I'm happy and I like to laugh and I like to share those laughs. And, I love me. I appreciate me. I appreciate y'all. And I even love y'all. Even the ones that I don't know, even the ones who said, don't do that. Don't talk about that. What is let's heal? What does that mean? To me, it's kind of self-explanatory. Let's heal. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. So I want everybody to have a wonderful new year. I want everybody to be able to be safe in this new year because people are crazy out there. There are definitely people who is a little off kilter, and you need to be aware of your surroundings if you are going out. I'm just gonna chill at home. I was gonna go out, but coming out from the gym and being in that traffic just threw me all the way off, and I was like, nope, not inviting that energy in to bring into my new year. So I'll be at home. Yeah, learn, y'all, grow, heal. That's what life is about. So until next time, I appreciate everybody who has listened to, who has supported, who has been there, who has, even behind the scenes and have asked to not even be named when they support because they truly just are here to support me and my dreams and what I got going on. Thank y'all. It's been a crazy year, but I survived. And so did you. So until next time, I'm starting to get emotional. So let's heal, y'all. I'll see y'all next year.